Welcome to The Explainer. Here, we take big ideas and make them simple and, actually useful. Today, we're diving into a real game changer of a book, The One Thing. It's all about how to cut through the noise to get some truly amazing results.
All right, let's start with this old Russian proverb. If you chase two rabbits, you will not catch either one. I mean, how true is that? It perfectly nails that feeling we all get, right? Being super busy, running around all day, but at the end of it, feeling like you got nothing done. It's the classic problem of a divided focus.
And this brings us to a huge problem in our culture. We're all told that being busy is a good thing. A packed calendar? That must mean you're important and productive. But, as the book argues, it's usually the complete opposite. It just leads to stress, missed deadlines, and frankly, pretty disappointing results. We're all out there chasing a dozen rabbits at once, and yep, we're ending up empty-handed.
And that's really the heart of the paradox, isn't it? We try to do everything, and we end up really accomplishing, well, very little. The whole argument here is that the way to get more done isn't to add more to your plate. It's actually to subtract. It's about finding that laser-like focus.
So what's the fix? How do we find this focus? Well, the book pulls its answer from a pretty surprising place. A cowboy character from the movie City Slickers.
I mean, it's blunt, but this quote just nails the secret to success. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right thing. It's about narrowing your will down to that one thing that truly matters. The hard part, of course, is figuring out what that one thing is.
And that leads to this core concept called going small. Now, this isn't about thinking small or having small dreams. No way. It's the opposite. It's about understanding that huge, massive success is a direct result of how narrowly you can focus your attention.
Okay, to really get a grip on the power of this, we've got to talk about dominoes. Because the impact of focusing on your one thing, it isn't just a little step forward, it's exponential.
This is such a critical idea. We tend to think that big successes just happen all at once, but that's not how it works. Real success is a chain reaction. It's sequential. You do the right thing, and that lets you do the next right thing. You're building momentum one domino at a time.
And get this, the power here is just staggering. Some researchers actually looked into this, and they found that a single domino can knock over another one that's 50% bigger. So think about that. It's not just a straight line of things falling over. It's a geometric progression. The power is actually growing with each step.
And this just illustrates it perfectly. If you start with a tiny 2-inch domino, by the time you get to the 31st one in that geometric sequence, you've got a domino that's taller than Mount Everest. It just goes to show how one small, well-chosen action can set off this incredible, unbelievable cascade of results.
So that's the real question we have to ask ourselves, right? What is our lead domino? Because life doesn't just line them up for us. The most successful people are the ones who, every single day, figure out their priorities, find that one lead domino, and then just wail on it with all their energy until it falls.
But, before we can even start looking for our one thing, we've got to do some housekeeping. There are a few really common, really persistent myths about productivity that are probably blocking your path right now.
You've probably heard this quote attributed to Mark Twain. It's so true. Our biggest problems often come from the facts we believe without question. And the book points out two huge lies that really get in the way of us finding the power of our one thing.
So, lie number one. This one is everywhere. It's the idea that everything on your list is just as important as everything else. This kind of thinking is what turns our days into this frantic, stressful game of whack-'em.
Because of this lie, we create these monster to-do lists that are completely overwhelming and filled with trivial junk. What we really need is what the book calls a success list. It's short, it's focused, and it points you in a very specific, high-impact direction.
Look, the bottom line is that effort and results are not created equal. You've heard of the 80-20 principle. It basically says that a small minority of your efforts, that vital 20%, is going to produce the vast majority of your results. Your whole job is to figure out what's in that vital 20%.
All right, on to the second big lie, multitasking. We wear it like a badge of honor, don't we? I'm a great multitasker. But you know what? The science is crystal clear. It's a total myth.
This quote from Steve Uzel just says it all. A study out of Stanford actually found that people who think they're great multitaskers are actually worse at, everything. Why? Because their brains get trained to be what the lead researcher called suckers for irrelevancy. They literally can't filter out the noise.
The truth is, what we call multitasking is really just task switching. We're just bouncing back and forth really, really fast. And every single time you switch, there's a cost. All that jumping around adds up, and it's estimated we lose almost a third of our workday just to being ineffective.
Okay, so we've busted the myths. We know that not everything matters equally, and we know that multitasking is a trap. Now we can finally get to the practical stuff, the how. How do we actually put this philosophy to work?
Just remember the dominoes. The way to get those extraordinary results is actually to go as small as you possibly can. Keep narrowing your focus, keep whittling it down until you're left looking at just one thing, your single most important task.
And this is the tool you use to find it. It's called the focusing question. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? This single question is like your personal compass. It's what connects the small thing you do right now to the big future you want to create.
And what's so powerful about it is you can use it for everything. Your health, your relationships, your job, your business. It takes these big, vague goals and turns them into a single, concrete, actionable step. It brings this incredible clarity to everything you do, from your biggest life goals down to what you should do in the next 5 minutes.
So I'll leave you with that thought. Looking at your life, your work, your goals, what is your one thing? What is that single most important action you could take right now that would start that incredible chain reaction and make everything else fall into place? That's your one thing. Go find it.